everyone, and welcome back to the Stitch Sessions. It's Karen here, and if you're new, I love all things to do with crafting with crochet. So sometimes you're going to find some project tutorials, and other times you're going to find stitch tutorials. So today we are looking at a new stitch. So it's very cushy, as you can see, and this is called the Embossed Pockets stitch. And these little openings here look like little pockets. So if you look at it from this angle, it really has a bauble-like texture. But when you turn it and look here, you can see that there are little spaces there. Now, this is the back, so it does look completely different. It's much more uniform on the back. And then you have the front. So it's a 2-row repeat. You just keep alternating. And this is what creates the stitch. It does eat up a lot of yarn, so just be aware of that if you work on this on a larger project. And I would recommend whatever yarn you're using to go up a hook size, just because if you're a tight crocheter, it's probably best that these stitches just sit a hair bit loose and relaxed. Now, in general, I would recommend using a medium 4 or under. If you're going into the bulky yarns, I just think that this is just going to be too huge to do a whole project with this stitch. But you know, this is up to you. You might want to experiment and see kind of how you like it. But as I've been working with this stitch, I can tell that you really don't need bulky yarn because of the way the pockets puff out, kind of like a bobble stitch here, that it'll create its own kind of large and cushy look and feel. So, are you ready to try out the embossed pocket stitch? Let's give it a go. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a medium 4-weight yarn, and I have some of this Bernat Super Value yarn left over here. So this is what I'm going to use, and in case you're wondering, it is just called yellow. Okay, and then the hook size I'm going to be using is a 6mm hook, which is also known as a J or a size 10. Now, a lot of times, those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I don't always adhere to the proper hook size, and this is a great example. They're recommending a 5mm hook. I like to use the 6 a lot, sometimes a 5.5, especially if I want my stitches to just sit a little bit more relaxed. So if you are a tight crocheter, just a little tip, always go up a hook size, at least one hook size, if you tend to crochet super tight, and that should help. And then of course, always make sure that you have a pair of scissors on hand, and of course a yarn needle to then weave in your ends at the end, and you are ready to go. Okay, so we're going to begin by placing a slip knot on our hook here. And this stitch is done in multiples of 3 plus 1. So you're going to chain up your desired length in multiples of 3, then you'll add 1 at the end. Once you get that number, you need to add an additional 2 for our base chain, and that's just to help us turn around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 sets of 3, which is 18. Then I'm going to add 1 more chain, which gives me 19. And then I'll add an additional 2. So the multiples of 3 are the first thing you want to focus on. So I'll have 21 stitches by the end. So 6 sets of 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19, and then 2 more for my base, which is going to give me 21 chains. And here is my 21st chain. So my starting chain looks like this. So notice I didn't crochet too tightly here. And now what we're going to do is we are going to skip 3 chains. So remember, we never count this loop that's on the hook. So we're going to skip 1, 2, and 3. And then into the next stitch, we are going to double crochet. So I'm going to go into that 4th stitch there and double crochet. And then those 3 chains that we skipped, this will count as a double crochet stitch, okay? So the chain 3 is a double crochet, and then of course we've got a double crochet there. And then for this row, row number 1, all we're gonna do is we're gonna place 1 double crochet into each and every single chain. So nice and straightforward. So you're just gonna keep doing that all the way to the end of your row. Okay, so at the end of row number 1, I have something that looks like this. And I now have 19 stitches. Okay, and remember that the chain 3 does count as a double crochet stitch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work and we're going to go on to row number 2, which is where the magic happens. And what we're going to do in row number 2, or every even numbered row, is we're going to create pocket groups. And so this is what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we are going to place a single crochet. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to chain 1. And I'm going to place a single crochet, and I'm going to work around this first post here. Okay, so instead of going in through here, I'm going to go behind the first post. I'm just going to pull up a loop, and I'm going to single crochet. Okay, I know that's going to feel a little bit funky, but this is what we're doing in this project, is we're going to work around the posts. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to work a half double crochet around the same post. So this time I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go in behind, I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm just going to work a regular half double crochet. So I pull through all 3. Okay. And now I'm still going to work around this post. I am now going to work 3 double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go back around the same post, and I'm going to just resolve like a regular double crochet. So there's 1, and then here's the second one. And don't be afraid to, turn your work however you need so that it makes it easy to work with. There's the second one. Now I'm going to do 1 more. So I'm going to double crochet around there. So you have something that looks like that, looks like a big old fan kind of thing. And so you can see that we started here at the top and the stitches went all the way to the bottom and pretty much filled up that post there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So we have 1 and 2, and into the third one, we're going to slip stitch. So when you slip stitch, you're going to notice that that's going to curl up all of those stitches that we just did around the post. So we've got 5 stitches around the post, and now they're all curled up the top of that 3rd stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the process of the pocket group. So this time we are going to do it around the post where we slip stitched. So this is the top of the stitch and this is the post. So we always begin with a single crochet. So you pull that through. And then we have a half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over and pull through. And you're going to pull through all 3. And then we are going to do 3 double crochets. So we're going to work around that same post. So we yarn over and go under the post, resolve like a regular double crochet, and then we do it again. So we have a second double crochet. Don't panic if it looks like it's stretching out. It's kind of meant to do that a little bit. Okay. And then we have 1 more double crochet. So you're always working 5 stitches around the post. 1 single, 1 half double, and 3 double. So the idea is to make it look like the stitches are growing. So then what we do is we are going to skip the next 2 stitches. So we skip 1 and 2, and again into the 3rd one we're going to slip stitch. And that brings up that little pocket there. So that's why they call it a pocket group. So see how it creates a little pocket? And so every time you get to your slip stitch, you then work around that post in the same fashion. So you insert your hook, single crochet first, then a half double crochet around the post, and then 3 double crochets. So all around that post. So there's 1, and you can see this stitch is stretching a little bit. Don't panic. It will relax once we've worked our way through it. And here is the 3rd one. Okay, then we come back up to the top where we were. We skip the next 2 stitches and into the 3rd we slip stitch. And that is what you're going to repeat all the way to the end of your row. Look at how nice and cushy this looks. So that's it. These are the pocket groups, and you're going to work them across the way to the end of row number 2. Okay, so I'm working this last double crochet in the last pocket group I have here. Okay, now I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, and this brings me to my 3rd stitch, which is the chain 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the top of the chain 3, and I'm just simply going to slip stitch. Okay, and row number 2 is complete, and now you can really see the texture coming through. So it is quite kind of bubbly, and that's what it looks like. So we have now done our repeat. So we've done row 1 and row 2. So now you would just continue repeating row 1 and row 2. So here's how you would go on to row number 3, which would be a repeat of row number 1. So you will chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn your work, and this chain 3 will count as a double crochet. So now you can see the back of these pocket groups, okay? So we are going to work into the stitches. So we've already chained 3 here out of this chain 3, so that already counts as 1. So we're going to move on to the next stitch. So you're technically working behind these pockets. So I'm going to double crochet into that next stitch there. And then I go into the next stitch and double crochet. We're essentially placing a double crochet into each stitch all the way to the end. Now what's going to be tricky is you have to remember that you slip stitched into every 3rd stitch. So you still want to work into that. So that's where that slip stitch is. You can tell it's usually where those pocket groups are joined, okay? So just be careful not to miss that because you will be short on your number of stitches. So I'm just going to double crochet. Okay, and then I continue on. I go on to the next stitch, and then the next stitch, and then the next stitch is going to be where I slip stitch. So I just kind of stretch it a little bit, find where that stitch is sitting, which is right there, and you can always tell it's right at the join of the 2 pockets, and then you're going to double crochet. So really, it's much easier than I think this stitch looked like, right? You just have to know where to go. So just continue placing 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way to the end. Okay, so I'm just coming up to my last set of stitches, and I just wanted to go over it with you guys because it can be a little tricky to see. Now, if you're unsure, always count how many stitches you have. And I currently have 16, and I know my row needs 19. So I can see the 2 main stitches I'm going to work into, which is right there. So that's 17. And then the next stitch is very visible right there. That's 18. And remember that we did our first pocket group right around the very first stitch we did. So there is the top of that chain 3, and that is where we want to place our final double crochet stitch. So that way I'm back up to 19 stitches, or still at 19 stitches, I should say. So now you can see the back is starting to even out a little bit. And now when I turn my work for row number 4, now you can see how prominent these little pocket groups are, okay? So we have finished we've done a repeat of row number 1, and then you would just repeat row number 2. So you turn your work and you don't chain 1 or anything like that. You're now going to work around that first post again. You're going to single crochet, and you know the drill. Then you're going to half double, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And then we're going to do our usual. We're going to skip 1, 2, and then into the 3rd one, you will slip stitch. And you know the drill by now. So eventually you'll see that these pockets will all start sitting one on top of the other. So it just creates a nice little textured stitch in a very unique way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more rows just so you guys can get the full effect, but this is the repeat. Row 1 and row 2, row 1 and row 2. So row 1 is all double crochet stitches, and row 2 is where we create these pocket groups, okay? So I'm going to work up a few more rows and then I'll be back in just a moment so you guys can see the full effect. Okay, so I have done a total of 7 rows. It definitely eats up quite a bit of yarn. So this is what the general texture looks like. So if you hold it up this way, you can see all the pockets are going up this way. If you hold it this way, you can actually see inside these little pockets. So lots of texture, and this is what it looks like on the back, so it's much more uniform. I'm not sure what I would do with this stitch. It is very cushy. I could definitely see it being fun to do like a baby blanket with it, but I don't know if I do the whole blanket in this stitch. I think I might alternate maybe a few more rows before doing the pockets again, or maybe this would even look good as a border, you know? So what do you guys think? I would really love it if you would comment down below what you would possibly do with this stitch. I know a lot of us would like the inspo, and we're always happy. I know I'm always happy to get any suggestions because sometimes other people think of things that I never would have. So let me know down in the comments below, what would you do with this stitch? So this is the embossed pockets stitch, which is very, very interesting. So you could work it this way, you could work it that way. But yeah, it's definitely very cushy and snuggly. So that's why my first instinct is to do something with a baby blanket. But that's it. It's a 2-row repeat. It looks much more complicated than it is. And it's a great way to practice your single, your half double, and your double crochets and understanding how to work around your posts. So it's a really good stitch for that. Okay, so if you have any detailed questions, as always, make sure to leave them for me in the comment box down below. And of course, many of you I know like to email me, so just go ahead and do that. You can email me at info@crochetcrafty.com. And as always, I invite you to visit the website, crochetcrafty.com. There's a lot of great resource tools there for you. And there's some free written patterns as well as a link to my Etsy shop. So make sure to visit me there and come and say hi to me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. So make sure to tag me anytime you create one of my designs. So that is all for this week. A stitch tutorial, cute and quick. And like I said, I'm looking forward to hearing from you all as to what you would create with this stitch. So until next time, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Happy crocheting and take really good care of yourselves as always. And I'll see you guys in next week's session. Bye-bye.